In cities with high levels of building and population density, traditional tunnel construction methods can no longer satisfy the construction needs. In such case, the TBM tunneling method can help. Slurry balance TBM tunneling and earth pressure balance TBM tunneling are the commonly used TBM tunneling methods. In this lesson, we take the EPB TBM tunneling as an example to briefly introduce the TBM tunneling method. The TBM tunneling method is a fully mechanized undercutting method. For this method, the TBM tunneling machine advances in stratum, and its shield shell and segments help to support the surrounding rock to prevent tunnel collapse. In addition, in front of the excavation face, the soil is excavated by a cutting device and transported by soil removal machinery. The jacks are used for pressurization and jacking in the rear. And at the same time, precast concrete segments are assembled. It is a mechanized construction method used to form a tunnel structure. First, let's go through the applicable conditions of the TBM tunneling method. The TBM tunneling method is applicable to shallow buried and soft soil tunnel construction, and construction in soft water-bearing strata, or when underground lines and other facilities have a buried depth of 10 m or more. That is, the method shall be adopted in the following situations. 1. It is allowed to build a working shaft on the line for shield entering and leaving the tunnel, and mucking and feeding. 2. The tunnel shall have sufficient burial depth, and the depth of covering soil shall not be less than 6 m and not less than the TBM diameter. 3. The construction site shall have relatively uniform geological conditions. 4. If it is a single-tube tunnel, there shall be sufficient distance between centers of tracks. The minimum thickness of the reinforcement treatment for soil or rock mass between tunnels and other buildings, structures, shall be 1.0 m in the horizontal direction and 1.5 m in the vertical direction. 5. From the perspective of economic benefits, the continuous construction length shall not be less than 300 m. TBM tunneling method. It is applicable to shallow buried and soft soil tunnel construction, and also commonly used in the construction of urban metro tunnels, subsea, subriver, underlake tunnels and small pipelines. Then, let's move to the procedures and characteristics of construction with the TBM tunneling method. First of all, let's learn about the TBM tunneling machine. Is used for underground excavation of soft soil tunnels. It has a metal shell in which the complete machine and auxiliary equipment are installed. Under cover of the metal shell, soil excavation, mucking and transportation, advancing, segment installation, and other operations are carried out. The TBM integrates mechanical, electrical, hydraulic, sensor and information technologies, and has the functions of soil mass excavation and cutting, muck transportation, tunnel lining assembly, guidance and deviation correction for measurement, etc. Then, let's move to the procedures of construction with TBM tunneling method. Step 1. Construction preparation. In this stage, the preparation work mainly includes personnel preparation, assemble construction personnel and carry out safety training. Machinery, provide sufficient machinery to satisfy construction needs. Materials, reserve qualified and sufficient construction materials according to construction conditions and market conditions. Construction method and technology, organize engineering personnel to review the construction drawings in time and formulate the method statement. Construction environment, enter the site timely, provide water, electricity, and road and carry out ground leveling and communication with government departments on surrounding environment, etc. Survey work, timely enter the site and carry out the setting out to ensure the construction progress. To sum up, it is to do a good job in the preparation from 6 aspects: personnel, machinery, materials, methods, environment, and survey. Step 2. Construction of TBM working shaft. Step 3. Assembly of TBM. The assembly of TBM mainly includes 7 steps. Erect launching platform and brackets. Assemble jumbos and the cable tray. Hoist the screw conveyor. Hoist the middle shield. Assemble the front shield and middle shield. Assemble the cutter head. Assemble the tail shield. Step 4. Reinforcement of the soil mass at the portal. Commonly used reinforcement methods for soil mass at the portal include grouting reinforcement, reinforcement by freezing method. Step 5. Continuous TBM tunneling construction. This stage includes 4 steps: excavation and cutting and advancing. The front cutter head rotates and the TBM is thrust by the hydraulic propulsion system in the middle shield. Transportation of excavated soil. The excavated soil is transported backward by the screw conveyor through the sealed excavation chamber. Segment assembly. Segments are spliced into a ring by a segment erector. The ring is usually composed of 6 pieces of segments. They are 3A, standard segment, plus 2B, abutting segment, plus K, key segment. Synchronous grouting and secondary grouting. After the segments are assembled, grouting and secondary grouting shall be carried out synchronously with the surrounding rock to ensure that the segments are closely attached to the surrounding rock. Step 6. The TBM enters the receiving shaft and is transported to the ground. Finally, let's learn about the characteristics of construction with the TBM tunneling method. The advantages include: 1. The TBM has a high degree of mechanization and good adaptability to different stratum conditions. 2. It can bear the pressure of surrounding rock, so construction safety is ensured. 3. It is applicable to construction in various strata. 4. It requires less ground operation, with good concealment, low noise and vibration. 5. The construction costs and technology are not affected by the depth of covering soil, and TBM can be used for deep buried construction. 6. TBM can cross the bottom of the river or sea without affecting navigation, and it is not affected by the climate. 7. When the TBM passes underneath ground buildings and crosses underground pipelines, it has little impact on the surrounding environment. 8. It's convenient to manage the main process cycle, and fewer construction personnel are required to be on site. 9. The project cost is low. 10. The construction period is short, but there are also some disadvantages. 1. The TBM has poor adaptability to sections with variable section sizes. 2. The new type TBM is expensive. From the perspective of economic benefits, the purchase cost is high for projects with short construction sections. 3. The working environment is poor, and workers work with high risks. The TBM tunneling method is a construction method with a high degree of mechanization. To ensure the smooth progress of the construction, the following points shall be paid attention to during the whole construction process. 1. When the launching work of the TBM starts, the construction shall be carried out in strict accordance with the approved launching scheme to ensure that the whole process is under control. 2. After the tunnel portal is chiseled away, the TBM shall be leaned against the tunnel portal as soon as possible. 3. When tunneling is carried out in the reinforced soil, grinding shall be the main method to fully cut the reinforced soil. 4. When tunneling is carried out in the reinforced soil, the overcutter can be properly used for over-excavation. 5. The segment attitude shall be adjusted in advance according to the adjustment trend of the TBM attitude, so that the voids at the tail shield in all directions can be ensured. And the segment alignment shall be parallel to the tunnel alignment. 6. The pressure of the pressure chamber of the TBM shall be guaranteed. 7. When the segment is assembled, the jack shall be retracted according to the assembly sequence of the ring. After the assembly, the ring shall be leaned against the jack in time. Based on the above, the TBM tunneling method is a construction method with a high degree of mechanization. The construction with this method shall be carried out in strict accordance with the construction drawings, specifications and schemes, and all disciplines shall closely cooperate with each other. To do an excellent job in construction, we need to have the spirit of craftsmanship and a strong sense of teamwork. After class, please find out the difference between slurry balanced TBM tunneling and EPB TBM tunneling.